I wanted to shoot this quick video, and I know the lighting's bad, but it's really just the information that you need. And I'm going to pat myself on the back a little bit, and my team, who's done a ton of research. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the Uniform Commercial Code. It's 2,400 pages long, and Chapter 2 that governs contracts is about 500 pages long. So it's really dry, and it's to the letter, written by attorneys. But if you know it, you can really make these people back off of you. I wanted to show you this. This is a gentleman named Reynard Gilliard. He hired me to clean his credit up, and the most challenging thing that he had was a student loan. Jefferson Capital owned the loan, so they said. Now, some people will ask to validate, some people will dispute things on your credit. Equifax, Experian, TransUnion's got a real nice, clean little place where you go to the internet and dispute it online, and hey, we validated it. Right. And if you believe that, the credit bureau validated this loan. They said that it was good. Now, in order to validate, in order to own a collection from another company, you have to be the holder in due course of that contract. You can't buy the information in bulk, which is what I haven't seen one yet that doesn't do it. They all do it. Midland Credit Management just paid $634 million to the AG in New York in 2012 for fraud. They never stopped, never slowed down, pulled it out of their pocket, paid the court, rolled on doing what they do. There's big money in fraud. And here it goes. An unresponded to affidavit stands as fact in commerce. In other words, if you send something out to somebody, a letter to an attorney, any individual, anyone, a collection company, that's my forte, and you accuse them of certain things point by point, they must respond to your affidavit point by point. What makes an affidavit? Well, I can show you a ton of collection letters here. These are responses to my letters. They're all missing one key ingredient to be an affidavit, and that's a signature. Okay, without a signature, it's nothing. You can wipe your butt with it. Now, if you buy the BS that's on it, and it's, believe me, it's polished, it's intimidating, it's down your throat, up your ass, however you want to take it. It's rough stuff. And that's the only way they can come at you, because the truth is, I've only had one collection company respond in kind. This is a student loan that I got off of Managed Credit. Took about 4 months. Student loans are rough. It's dicey. You have to follow all the way through. But I would like to point out that Jefferson Capital, who purchased the loan from the Department of Education, who's like the underwriter for an insurance company, if you, for lack of a better analogy, if you have an insurance claim and you dispute it, it would be like the underwriter coming after you, whatever. I'm not afraid of the Department of Education. Anyway, Jefferson Capital sent me a signed affidavit. I don't know if you can see this or not. The lighting is good enough. But if you look right here, there's a signature there. This is a valid affidavit. They didn't address my affidavit point by point, which is what's required. Instead, finally, for once, a collection company that owns a student loan did the right thing. Dear Reynard, we acknowledge receipt of your correspondence concerning the above referenced account. Based on your stated dispute, we have ceased collection of this account until such time as verification of the debt is provided to you. Not a letter saying they did. They got to give it to you. At least if you hire me. In addition, as a courtesy, we requested the consumer reporting agencies delete the account from your file. That is because I know how to write an affidavit. That's not enough. You got plenty of guys on the YouTube saying they can get it off in 30 days. No, they can't. It's a minimum 32-day process. If someone drags it out, it can go out 90, 180, whatever, however long they want to get in a paper war with you. But it goes like this. You send out notice for validation. They have to have the proper paperwork. That's why you hire me. I'm not going to take a letter without a signature saying we validated it. Doesn't work that way. Number 2, you have to give them an opportunity to cure their fault. They're in dishonor at this point. And number 3, step 3, this is what seals it up tight, and this is what separates me from every other credit repair company out there. You have to send a notice of default. Included in the notice of default, where you have told them that they're in full agreement with your counterclaim or the terms that you stipulated because they did commit fraud, You have to accompany it with an affidavit of negative averment that goes something like this. I'll just give you one example quickly. You're asking them to show proof of claim that they are the holder in due course of a valid contract with your name on it. So the negative averment would be, I've been presented with no evidence that Jefferson Capital has a valid contract and believe that no evidence exists. And then roll into the next. You know, there's 10 or 15 proof of claims, and it goes just like that. So now that you have your affidavit of negative averment, you have your notice of default, you also combine it with a certificate of non-response. I'm your document custodian. You don't need a notary. I'm your guy. And you're going to take these 3 documents along with the notice of fault to prove you gave them a chance to reclaim their honor, and the original cease and desist, validation, yada yada. I'm going to staple all these together, and I'm going to take them to the county clerk. I'm going to file them as a contract. And guess what? It's binding. Uniform Commercial Code rules. Thank you, Eisenhower, for writing that in 51. Shame on you, American people, for being so dumbed down. Makes you hate that public education you settled for, huh? I know. I'm 46. It took me this long. Anyway, you guys need some help. I love you, and I'm here for you.